You are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication from the City of Champions, Cleveland's own, 90th's finest. Self-made, hard-working entrepreneurs, unequivocally raw, no holds barred. This is Epiphany Media.
You said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice. You were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it. I would not have any interest in.
Again, this has become very famous in this video. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
And now you said before, a couple of minutes ago, that this was just locker room talk.
It's locker room talk.
And so does that mean that you didn't really mean it?
No, it's locker room talk. I don't know. It's just the way people talk.
Okay.
Hey, just want to let y'all know that don't have anything to do with today's show, but we found it funny. We found it funny, man. This dude's a real live maniac, man. He's a real crazy person. Oh my God! In the deposition, he told the opposing lawyer that you wouldn't be a choice of mine either. I hope you're not offended by that. Like, he talking about.
That's that locker room talk. He gave her what locker room talk is.
Oh my God, that dude's
He
crazy,
gave her that locker
man.
room talk.
I don't know if anybody, if y'all might have missed that, or should I say, for people that don't know, that Donald Trump's on trial for rape in the state of New York. You know, you don't know. That's what it's about. That's part of his deposition that he was given. So,
I didn't think a deposition could be better than the Lil Wayne one, but Lil Wayne has been top.
Yeah, I agree. The Lil Wayne one was good, but yeah, this dude's he's just a real crazy person. And we found it funny. It was funny, man. I don't support the guy, but boy, if he's nothing but entertaining, I'll give him that. Nothing but entertaining for sure. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Epiphany Media Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Don't forget, we got a 5K coming up this June 17th. June 17th.
2023. You got to make sure you say the year. People say,
people like, oh, I thought you talking about 2025. I didn't know. This June? Anyway, epiphany.5k.run is where you go to sign up. Yeah, man, come on out and enjoy and get a medal and all that good stuff. The sooner you guys sign up, the better chance we can get at numbers and how many people coming up, how many t-shirts we need to buy, how many medals, all that good stuff. So, sooner rather than later, hopefully, people. Epiphany.5k.run, and we look forward to seeing y'all in June 17th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man, what we got on the docket for today?
The intro video was, that old school masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that that type of talk has many people saying that that's toxic masculinity. So some people feel as though, can you be masculine in the world today? Like, what are some masculine trait like that you can? Because biologically, it's some things we can't turn off. So this show is going to be about that. We're going to talk about things that are masculine. You know, so we'll see how
So,
this goes.
so do you think that masculinity is dead? Like whatever
No,
your definition of it is.
as long as men are around, it will never die. But people are trying to kill it, which is crazy.
Well, that was gonna be my next question. Like, you think it's under attack? I know a lot of people are like, oh, masculinity is under attack. You think it's under attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's to the point where if you see something bad, like you don't even want to look because you might end up in a TikTok or an Instagram video because you looked at something that was bad.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Um, I wonder how y'all feel in the comments, like, or people that's watching this live. Like, what do you think? Do you think masculinity is dead? Like, do you feel like masculinity is under attack? Um, Now, I know we did a show, man, a long while ago now called Toxic Masculinity. You know what I'm saying? That was more so of just wild stuff that we observed being guys that other guys did. You know what I'm saying? And stuff that was, stuff I wouldn't consider to be like masculine. I would consider that to be like, you know,
Like you wilding right
yeah,
now.
like almost predator territory. Like that's just like just wild stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that is like I wouldn't consider that to be like masculine type of a situation.
Right.
So um I guess I want to start with uh I guess the definition of masculinity, because a lot of the times, especially nowadays, people just be so quick to jump on a term or something that's catching or catching
Right.
catchy. You know what I'm saying? Like what's another term that they be saying about what's the one dude that got arrested?
Ooh, which one?
um he like foreign or something, and
Oh, Andrew. Was it Andrew Tate? Right.
Andrew Tate. They be saying they be saying that he's something, man.
He's super red
Oh,
pill.
or like misogynistic, you know what I'm saying? But people don't really
Yep.
be knowing what the definition of these words is. Like the same way a lot of people are like Donald Trump is a narcissist, but without actually knowing the definition. Now,
Yeah.
now by definition, Donald Trump is a narcissist. Just so happened, but people don't know the definition or whatever. So, um,
Um.
so define. I mean, by the um by the dictionary. I know which dictionary. Uh, the Google dictionary. Uh, Masculinity. So noun, qualities or attributes regarded as characteristic of men or boys. Um, uh, uh, Not a practice sentence. What do they call them? Example sentence. Handsome, muscled, and driven. He's a prime example of masculinity. That's the definition. So it's just characteristics that are regarded or reserved for men or boys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's a good place. That's a good jumping off place. So let me see. Angel says, not for the man I know is not. I also work in manufacturing. That's a typical stereotype though. And Ebony J said, what is your definition of masculinity? What's your definition of masculinity if it differs the um the actual definition?
Doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's characteristic, right? So you could say like a woman can have masculine features, you know what I'm saying, or a woman can be whatever, but it's just characteristics, right? So it's not
Yeah.
saying just because you say like
Just because you have masculine characteristics doesn't mean you're masculine. It's kind
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Or it's not like a gender. All this attrition about gender and terms and all this stuff. Like it has nothing to do with that. We're just talking about characteristics, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just you are acting or you have a whatever that is deemed masculine. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's I mean, like I said, like you said, my definition doesn't really differ from that. You know what I'm saying? It just characteristics. You know what I'm saying? Just like you could say that about um, femininity, right? Like that that dude is acting feminine. You know what I'm saying?
of
Like which is not
which is
inherent,
true.
right? Which is not inherently a bad thing, but it's just characteristics of being a man or characteristic of I guess
The person.
traditionally a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's all. What about y'all? Like Ebony J, do your what's your definition of masculinity or masculine? Same thing for you, Angel. Like, cause I what I wanted to pull for this show, I completely forgot about until right now. Was it's an old Patrice O'Neill bit when he's talking about men working with women. You know what I'm saying, and how he just like it's not fair. Like you know what I'm saying. He says he says like it's like a bear working in the office with like fish or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the bear can't touch the fish. The bear can't even snarl at the fish. You know what I'm saying? Like you just talking about how it's not fair. I wanted to pull a clip so bad I completely forgot about it until right now. But we got some clips from such a good such a good such a good clip, man. So we got some clips from the Style G, uh, the guy that got a YouTube channel. We had used some of his material before, and these are his um, top 10 masculine qualities that guys have, and then we can go through and discuss and debate about stuff we agree with or disagree with, or if it should be a broader thing. So let's kick it off with number one.
A masculine man has usefulness and functionality. Being a traditional man, I absolutely believe the two most important jobs a man has is to be a provider and protector. That means you have functionality.
You agree or disagree with that just off the top?
Me personally, I agree.
You agree?
Because I mean, who's who, who is going to make sure your house is protected? And I'm not talking about like guns blazing and nothing like that. But who's going to make sure you know you got your first line of defense? You got cameras. You put 4 inch nails in the 4 inch screws in the hinges. You know you got dogs still alert. Like who's gonna come up with like a protection plan for the house? Because that's the guys that I be around. That's all we think about. What if this happens?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that I think so more so, and I think I got super traditional values, but I try to be um I try to be flexible in my understanding, right? I like to learn different ways of looking about stuff. So I think protection wise, like yeah, I think unequivocally, like that's and with that being number one, I feel like that's the number one uh job, what I'm saying, of a guy in a relationship or just, not even in a relationship for your family. Like I know I put a lot of pressure on my nephew to like be the man of the house because he's the only man in the house, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying, like or whatever, but it's not like it's impossible. I did it. But also it's important though. Like it's an important skill to learn, saying that protection for your mom, for your sisters, even if you're not in a relationship, is the number one thing. Now,
Right.
what's the other thing you said? Provider. Now, I think that for me, that has um a asterisk next to it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what are we talking about specifically? Are we talking about just financially? Like, we're talking about just financially. I'm fine with my lady being bringing in more money. You know what I'm saying? You
But
know
are
what I'm
you
saying?
fine? But hey, but are you fine with your lady bringing in money, but you not bringing in any financial?
Well, no, well, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that, right. Well, that's what yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta ask her because if you talking about just that she's the breadwinner, I don't have no problem with that. But when you talking about like, um, but you still gotta provide something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Something you gotta have, in my opinion. So I guess on that one, I'm a little bit more in the middle between progressive or whatever. But and that's relatively recently to compared to the rest of my life where I was like, nigga, I gotta be the guy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I gotta be the guy.
Um, back to the protection real quick though. Growing up, you got your, not everybody has this, but uh, I had a father in the household, so he was the protector, right? I was just a sheep. He was a sheepdog. I was a sheep. But then, as soon as I got on my own, then I had to, immediately step into that role. And then, especially knowing that there's wolves out here, you know, you know, you can't, you gotta have these skills, knowing that there's people out here that can, you know, do certain things. So, but at the same time, a woman can learn these skills, but I'm not saying it can't. Women can learn these skills too, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just more natural, I guess. It's just I don't know what it is. It's more natural to just be, to protect. And then as far as the financial aspect, I mean, up until recently, men were the breadwinners in relationships. The woman be at home not working, taking care of home, whatever is at home, they're taking care of while you are making all the money.
Right.
You know, but the way that inflation hit and everything, it switched. So, oh, and women couldn't even make as much as men to begin with. So, of course, men had to be the breadwinners. I mean,
Yeah. Nope. I agree. And to your point of what you said, Angel said, I guess I use my dad as setting the bar or expectations. That's where I learned, or that's what I learned as masculine. She said, but honestly, if a woman protects you as she should, isn't that a masculine trait?
hmm,
Um,
like,
I I I don't know. I mean, protection. Yeah, I think protection in general, I guess, would be a masculine trait to me, I suppose. And once again, let me be clear that I'm not saying that just because something is masculine that it's bad or whatever like that. If it's bad, if a woman has a masculine anything that I mean that is bad. Um, but I think that I don't know, like, but that wouldn't to me. I guess it depends though, because that like women are caring, right? Women are very caring and you know uh, loving. You know what I'm saying? So is that what women would consider protecting their guy, like just being caring and loving? You know what I'm saying? Uh,
hmm,
you know what I'm saying? It might get into like the area of like semantics, like we just splitting hairs. Um, but I think just because women are more, um, caring, they want to be, they want to cover you and make sure that you're good and stuff like. But I don't think that, to me, I don't think that falls into the masculine territory for me.
yeah, I'm just saying, if you walking down the street, you and your lady walking down the street, and some guy runs up to you and try to mug you, do you expect your guy to try to handle it, or he to run away and you and you try to handle it?
Yeah, I think. I think. Like I said, I think you could be splitting hairs, or I think I can be splitting hairs with this um, description or whatever. But I think it can be, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But what both of y'all said, which I think is important, is having a father in the house. You know what I'm saying? From the female standpoint and the male standpoint of how important it is to, to you learning about establishing the bar about what is masculine or what is, acceptable or what's important. I think y'all both brought up that point. I think that both of them are equally, or it's the same point, but both that's very important though. That I don't want to be, or that I don't want that to be, like overlooked or whatever. Like having somebody in there that can set the bar for you is super important to me. Let's jump to number 2. Let's see what else we got.
Masculine man has a sense of purpose and is on his purpose. It's going to be very hard for you to do the first thing, be useful and functional, if you don't have a purpose that allows you to do so.
It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue with that. I think 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand. Like, 'cause if you got something that you feel like is worth protecting, whether it's your family, your stuff, your relationship or whatever, I feel like that'll be your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll find purpose, if you actually have something worth protecting, worth providing for.
Right. If and providing, let's say your way of providing is going to work every day. Like you got to be on your purpose every morning, and I can be late. When you at work, handle your business so you can keep your job because you got to provide, and then come home and do the protection part. Because you already just provided. Now you back in protection mode. You at the house. Yeah. so I mean, but being on your purpose, man, it's a lot of people out here that don't even have a purpose. They don't know what they want to do with their life. Like, just no direction. Like, I seen it the other day, man. You try to tell somebody about something they was doing wrong, and they just don't get it. Like, you just don't get it. You just don't get what's happening right now. And what was going on right now is easy, man. It's really easy.
Those stubborn people be out there, man. I swear they do. Just I don't know. They just don't get it. Like that's a great way of saying it. They just don't understand, man. It's so crazy. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I had nothing to add to that. Let's go to number 3.
Traits that every masculine man displays, he has confidence. Confidence is oh so important. It allows you to move through the world on your purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this for me, I think this is one that, I know we're talking specifically about, masculinity and stuff, but for women too, you know what I'm saying? Like confidence is key in life. I would say, whether you're going for a job interview or you're, talking to somebody new, if you're walking on the street, you know what I'm saying, in the daytime or the nighttime, you know what I'm saying, walking with confidence can, so you don't look like a target, you know what I'm saying, like all that stuff weighs into it, man. Confidence is key no matter what, no matter what no matter what, just in life, it's the key.
Yeah, so if confidence is a masculine trait, do you think people that are more feminine, more feminine traits, and they're more, feel more reserved, they don't want to show that, do you think they get, what's the word? Do they get not scared, but they get, uh, not offended? What I'm trying to say, do they get, uh, threatened because you just got confidence? You walk in, you feeling good, you're not letting nothing bother you, and they take that as you being like arrogant. You just,
Confidence, yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Because I can be reserved. You know what I'm saying? A lot. I can be. You know what I'm saying? Not whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everyone. You just had those days where he's like, man, I'm just trying to get through the day. Like, I don't need nothing popping up. I just trying to get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Then you got those other times where confidence on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing, if you just going to grab lunch, you know what I'm saying? Like, you the catch of the day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think just because people, um, are more reserved or not feeling it, say a day or so. I don't think that makes them, more feminine or anything like that. Because I don't know, man. I'd be quiet. I don't really be saying much. And I think about even back when I was like, when we was younger, when we was going out and stuff. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'll stick to the side and give me, I'll get whatever falls off the table. You know what I'm saying? While my cousin and everybody else that we going out with, they on the attack. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it with my
You know
own
what I'm
eyes. Seen it. I
saying?
won't bring up the story, but
Man,
I've seen it.
they're on the attack, but I'm just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And taking whatever comes to me. Like that's just kind of my personality. But then there are days where where I was on. You know what I'm saying? Like just feeling it. So, like I said, I don't think it's exclusive that if your confidence down or if you just not having it today, then you showing feminine features or whatever, or just being feminine in that moment. I think it would go further than that, and I don't think that this is just limited to just guys and confidence being masculine.
But, the other day I'm just walking down the hall. People talking. I walk. Excuse me. I walk through. I heard this one. I heard this one woman. She said, "You just think you all that." I'm like, what? What you mean? I don't get it. And then she called me the wrong name, like that was gonna phase me. Like she ain't say my name right. I just laughed and just kept it moving. Like I don't get that, man. I don't
That's
get
funny.
that.
I love I love when you're wearing an ID and they still get your name wrong. It's funny. You doing this shit on purpose?
Yes.
Funny. All right, number four. Number four.
Now you notice on that last masculine trait, I said a masculine guy is confident. However, I didn't say he was arrogant. That's because another important masculine trait is a sense of humility. A masculine man is not a know-it-all. He knows he still has tons to learn, and he knows he needs to be constantly improving.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's another one for me where we can. I am a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying? But I take pride in knowing everything. But I'm not boisterous though. You know what I'm saying? I like to be a know-it-all so I can go anywhere and have a conversation with anybody about anything. You know what I'm saying? I like to be well-rounded and versatile, and at least know a little bit to have a a starter conversation. You know what I'm saying? I need to know a little bit about everything so I can, um, you know, like I said, be able to have a conversation with anybody about anything in any place. Um, that's why, dude. That's when I first got into stocks. It was more so because I was working around attorneys that was talking all this stuff, and I didn't know what they was talking about. I'm like, y'all ain't about to look at me like just a dumb kid, dumb whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say something else, but y'all ain't about to look at me like I'm just keep it nice. You ain't about to look down on me because I don't know what y'all talking about. So I dove heavy into it. So I like to I like being a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that there's always something more to learn. I'm not like where I can't learn nothing or anything, but I'm definitely a know-it-all for sure.
See, I don't think what you're displaying is a know-it-all. It's like because it's difference between somebody who doesn't try to gain any knowledge and they try to talk that talk like they do know something. It's different than like you said. You had these people talking about something that you didn't know about, and you went out and found the information for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more so. Just willingness to learn. Like, oh shit, I don't know that. Well, I guess I should. It's a lot. There's a lot of shit that I don't know But the thing about me is, okay, if I don't know something, I just watch you do it. Now I know.
Right.
Okay, now I know. I
Right.
know how it's done already. You know, I just need somebody to show me, or just watch what you're doing. But I would immediately say, no, I don't know how to. Nope, I don't.
Right. Yeah. If I don't know, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, X Y Z A B C. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of those dudes. If I don't know. I don't have no problem with saying I don't know. But that's the thing. I don't like to say that. Like I don't like me and Ebony J. We talking all the time, and we were talking about how much we don't like, how much we hate apologizing. So we try not to be wrong. I mean, it sounds crazy because of course everybody tried not to be wrong, but we try to make sure that we try to make sure that we really know what we're talking about, so we don't have to apologize because we just hate apologizing or whatever. And I hate saying like, oh, I never even heard of that. Like I hate that because I just feel like people are like, you never heard of whatever, and it could be something complicated where like there's no reason this guy should have heard of it. But I don't like that feeling. I don't like saying that phrase. So I like to be able to, like I said, even if it's just even if it's just a sentence worth, you know what I'm saying? I need that, man. I need
You
that.
don't know about quantum physics?
I'm like, man,
Man.
Stephen Hawking was my favorite. Like, look, we should make a show of that, man. Like, just have people throw out a sentence or something, and just see if I can if I can say something back to him. Like, I'm proud of myself. Yeah, quantum physics. Like, man, that Stephen Hawking was a great mind. Like, unbelievable story. And then I'll just transition into, I'm like, yeah, man, to something that I actually know about. So, for example, if you like say it like that, I'm like, yeah, Stephen Hawking, blah blah blah. I'm like, man, he I used to love his interaction with Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is something I actually know about. Now I can transition it and have a conversation about something I actually know, where we didn't got away. Now we nowhere near quantum physics no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be on it. I'll be on it. Yeah, that's funny. All right, where we on? Number 5? Let's go to number 5.
Of masculine traits every guy should have, a masculine man definitely has a sense of physicality. Here's what I mean. A masculine man definitely has strength. He has power, both physical and mental. But right now we're focusing on the physical.
Look. A woman can never be as strong as a man. It's not happening. If a woman and a man are on the same training schedule, you both go to the gym, live for the same amount of hours, you are not going to be stronger than a man, no matter what you do. It's not happening.
This is not how we built. This is why I definitely want to get into it, but when all this gender conversation and what is what and all this stuff, like physically, we're just different. You know what I'm saying? Like literally physically. And I'm not talking about mentally and thoughts and all this. Physically, we're just different. You know what
Have
I'm
you
saying?
seen the videos of the kickboxing videos of men who transition to women that are just beating up other women who were born as women, and then the exact opposite of women who transition to be a man and they step in a ring with a man and just get killed.
I seen like a compilation. So I don't know if the kickboxing one was on there, but it was like a compilation of just guys that transitioned into women and was just like like steamrolling people, man. Like the dude that swim that won whatever nationals or whatever as a swimmer, that shit was hilarious. Like it's funny to me because in an effort to be politically correct, like it's just getting out of hand a little bit. It's getting crazy, man. So when I see stuff like that, I just and the best part to me is that a lot of these times, the guys, not a lot of the time, I don't want to say that, but sometimes the guys are just doing it to prove a point. Like the national weightlifting coach or whatever, like the men's national team or something, like signed up as a female, and he's just like breaking records, right? It's not a tournament where he's just breaking records. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't come in there with a wig, like literally just as himself, just came up and like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just crazy. Like And he was like, he just threw his hand like, they're gonna let me do it. Like, this is getting crazy. So, like I said, without going too far down on that thing, physically we're just different. You know, I kind of think that I don't like it. I mean, I'm not short either, but I don't like the women be like, oh, guy got to be, you know, taller than me or whatever. Like I don't really like it or whatever, but I kind of understand it, right? You want somebody that's bigger than you typically, so that you can feel protected, so that you can feel like, you know, if we got into it, you know, my man can, you know, get me out of it or whatever. Now, whether that's the case or not, it's completely different, and that's not saying that women can't protect and defend themselves. That's not what we're talking about here. But I think like mentally, women want to feel like their guy can protect them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're protected.
I don't. Now the ones who like 5'11", the women who are like 5'11", you know, come on, like, that's gonna be damn near impossible for y'all to find somebody taller than y'all. Like, we're gonna be the same height. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing you get. It's gonna be rare you're gonna find a nigga taller than you. You better settle. Shit.
You said I gotta get Negro surgery.
And he got like 2 or 3 inches or some shit like that.
Yeah, like, and it's funny because it's not really called Negro surgery, but it should be. Like it really should be. But anyway, this guy got like extensions and it's put in this in this uh, in his leg, like his tibia, fibia. Like he really is like 2 to 3 inches taller. That's crazy, by the way. Like that's just nuts. You know what I'm saying? And the dude's like 40 something or whatever. So maybe he'll find some. You know, I'm assuming if you're doing that at 40, he's single. So maybe he'll find somebody and be happy the rest of his life. But I'm only doing that if I'm 20. Fine, because one, I'm gonna heal faster, and I actually can enjoy these you know, this extra height that I got. Not at 40. I'm not doing this shit at 40. It's crazy.
But look, he was 5'5" and went to 5'7". Like, what's that gonna do? You know what I'm saying? If I go to 6'3", like I feel on top of the world.
Yeah.
Then, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to 5'7". Like, you still not. It's like that dude who went in that bagel spot, and he was like, what? He was like, you don't want to serve because of my height. You treat me like that because I'm short. The dude came and like choked him and shit. Like,
oh my god, yo, that's funny.
Man. It's like you just, I don't know, man.
But yeah, so you know, and ladies that's watching live, feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that's where it would stem from. Like women wouldn't want to talk to somebody that's shorter because physically they want to feel like they're imposing. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'm just guessing. I'm not short, so I never ever had to worry about it.
Look, it's people. It's that wrestler who, you know, became a UFC fighter and picking people up. He don't got no legs, so I don't want to hear how short a dude is that can't protect you because this dude beat up people with 2 legs. Like,
Right.
Come on. And that goes back to the physicality, you know. A person with 2 legs, a man with 2 legs will still beat you up.
I was about to ask how tall was the dude, but don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. All right, man. Number 6.
Now, one of the traits I see a lot of guys struggling with that you definitely need to have if you're going to be a masculine man, you need to have a sense of courage. A masculine man, in my opinion, is a risk taker. He isn't complacent. He knows sometimes he's going to have to face his fear.
How you feel about courage?
It's very necessary, you know, as a masculine trait. Who gonna get up in the bump of the night? Are you gonna, like, you personally? Are you gonna lay in bed and say, "Hey, babe, go check that out"?
You gotta go check that out, babe. No, of course not. I'm like, grab the shotty and hide under the bed or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you feel like courage is something that, you know, now you work? This is gonna sound weird. You work in a place where you get young people around. Let's just say that. And do you feel like it's like a lack of courage type situation? I know it's a little bit different where you work at, but um, generally, even if what you say on the internet, even if it's not in your personal every era day to day, like, do you feel like guys are lacking in courage?
Like that's a tough one. I don't know about lacking, but I feel it. I don't know. Hey, that's a I don't know question because
Hmm.
I don't. I don't know. I can only speak for myself on that one. It was a time in my life where I felt like I didn't have enough courage. You know, but as I grew older, and I realized that hey, I got to stop. Any insecurity that I have, I need to get over that because that's holding you. Like insecurities can hold you back.
That's for sure, no question.
You learn how to cope with them, adapt. You know, push that shit to the side. But now now like my courage is on 100. Nigga, I quit a job that I was with for a long time. A long time. Got on my comfort zone, and that was the best thing I ever did. That was the best thing I ever did.
So it's a good loop.
So like I can't even like you just sometimes you just got to do some stuff that you're uncomfortable with. Like you have to.
Yeah, I agree. So the definition of courage is the ability to do something that frightens one, or to have strength in the strength in the face of pain or grief. Um, so I don't know to what level. 'Cause I'm not around a lot of strangers. Like I am, but I'm not. Like I'm not around. Um, like I don't go out a ton. You know what I'm saying? Like so, or anymore, I guess. So the people that I do come across, like at work or something, I don't know if, based off the definition, um, some people are lacking for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so like people just want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? And that could just be a work thing, and maybe not a like a personal life thing. But guys nowadays want to fit in, and where I've always been okay with not fitting in. Like I've always been okay
Hmm.
with not, with standing off to the side by myself. I never had an issue with that. Um, and maybe I'm just different or whatever. Like I don't know, but um, people try to fit in a lot. Guys, women, I don't really see this honestly, but guys do try to fit in a lot, and I don't know if they, like I said, I don't know if I think by definition they're lacking some sort of courage to be able to stand out on their own. You know what I'm saying? To be able to separate themselves. And it might not even be nothing that's like too drastic. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like you just want to fit in. Like you're having this like you don't really care about this conversation or you don't want anybody to think that you're different. So you're having this conversation, but you know that's not really you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really you. That ain't really how you
Exactly.
feel about stuff. So just so
Exactly.
just just kind of got to let it go.
You
Angel
know,
said,
you
"Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead."
and I was gonna say, yeah, you'll be around a bunch of guys that's talking about what's it? I don't know. Talking about, I hit this one and I hit that one the other day, what hold excuse me. what what woman do you got? And he'd be like, I don't got none. But instead of saying, "Oh, I got," you want a lot too. Oh, I got five right now.
Right.
No, you don't. You don't got to cap about that
He's capping,
because
super capping.
like you don't got to try to fit in because this dude saying this. No, say you got none because that's more relatable. Because most most people got
Right.
none.
Yeah.
Come on.
Angel said, "Do you remember a time where you were not courageous? Not
Yeah.
courageous?
I mean, yeah, childhood, stuff I should have bagged when I didn't.
Look. I didn't know what you was gonna say, but I had a feeling that every guy have not been like courageous in talking to women. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been times, you know what I'm saying, where you chickened out or whatever you want to call it, but for a fact, unequivocally, you know what I'm saying, when talking to women, it might be other stuff in there, but definitely when talking to women, man, damn, I should have said
Like,
something.
and they just giving you the signals, like green, go. They give you the signals, and you just standing there, just looking at them, like you're not doing nothing. Like a clear example, like she was just, giving me every inclination to just go and talk to her, and I just was just standing there with my hands in my pocket, not on the wall, standing on the wall, not saying nothing.
Yeah, I can't think. I've had so many of those. I can't even really give you an example, like a good example.
You know,
Dude, at the IHOP where we used to end all our nights at, you know what I'm saying? One of the waitresses, like we was in there all the time. One of the waitresses wanted to talk to me, but I just couldn't. Like, I don't know. It was weird. Like, I don't know. but yeah, I should have talked to her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just having. I chickened out. Essentially, that's what happens. I chickened out. All right, let me. I want to think of something. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say. I want to think of something that's non-female related though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's hard. But for the guys who out there that are struggling with courage, you're talking with women. Just practice by talking to the ones that you don't even want to talk to. Strike up a conversation.
that's time out. That's fucking great advice. Say that. Say that again. That's
So the
great
ones that
advice.
you don't want to talk to, who you don't think are attractive, that you don't want to talk to them, just talk to them, have a conversation. So when it comes to something that is attractive, it just flows naturally. Like you just talking to another woman, you just talking.
That's
So
great advice.
when you get in front of something that's cold, you don't freeze up, start stuttering, like just staring, like stargazing, like I'm really talking to you right now. Man. But man, it's hard to think of something that's not
yeah, that's
not woman related.
I remember because I don't know if I just be like, oh, I was just a little kid, so of course I wasn't supposed to be courageous then. Like those are like my stories, but and I think it's a little bit difficult. I don't know. I think for some people it's difficult and some people it's easy. Like when you grow up the way that we did, because it's a wild environment, right? So you gotta, be tough and learn how to stand your ground early. But at the same time, it's a wild environment. So if you falter, like no, like people would like now as an adult, you're like, yeah, that would make sense to be scared and run away from a fight or whatever the case is. But in that moment, you can't do that. So I think so. That part is a double-edged sword. Is I think just growing up the way that we did, like on one hand, it's like, yeah, I always had to be courageous. I always had to, I couldn't run from a fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had that option. I had to, do X, Y, Z. The only thing I can think of is, I remember I was a kid, man. I probably was like 8 or something, and I think I was riding my bike in the street or something, and I think it was a car coming. I tried to like beat the car going across the street, and it was like a little not a station wagon like the long one, but it was like a hatchback or something. It was like short or whatever. So I said something, I'm like 8 or something. I said something like, yeah, you better let me go or something. I might have cussed. I don't remember exactly what I said. That nigga stopped the car, and this nigga got out, and he was a grown man, like tall, and this nigga had dreads. He was like, "What you say?" I'm like, next time I said I'm gonna let you go first is what I said. Like they like ran in a house or something. Nigga, I was so scared. Cause I think it was just me at home. Like so, Ebony wasn't there. Like nobody was at the house, man. So it was like I don't got nobody to protect me. He's like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "I said next time I'm gonna let you go first." I remember saying that, and I'm like, "I'm taking my ass in the house." That's all I can remember. I was probably like 8. That's funny. I'm surprised I remember that. That's hilarious.
All right. So I got one for you. So I remember I was messing with Carmita, right? Mm-hmm.
This nigga said her real name on
Live
the
on air.
internet. Yeah, damn.
Maybe she'll see it, maybe she won't. No, look. I'm gonna stick to the story. But so look, I was dating her, or whatever. Then we broke up. Yeah, I got a new boyfriend. He was older. So no, 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 no. Oh, I remember now. Somebody that we both know told her something that I said that I didn't say. So he wanted to fight me. So it was I was in somebody's backyard. Next to your house, whatever the house is, hooping. I was over there hooping.
Mm-hmm.
And him and this other dude, they were trying to jump me. So I'm not about to stay and just let somebody jump me. So I ran. So I didn't show courage. I said this got beat up by two older two older dudes, I guess.
Well, you tell your dad? You just ran home, just went in the house like it was nothing.
I ran, I ran, went in the house. I told what happened. My father was sitting on the porch, and somebody else that we both know came up and was like, went up to the dude, started the situation. Was like, look, he was like, stop. What did he say? He was like, stop. Stop making up shit or something like that. And then told my father, look, I'm sorry sorry for cussing. Yeah.
I remember the story now.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that's how that one ended.
Like I said, man, you got a double-edged sword growing up in the hood like that. Because on one side, it makes sense to not, to have situations where you're not gonna be, full of courage. But at the same time, you gotta have some courage though. That's funny. All right, let's move to the next one. I think we're on number 7. I think.
Next up on the list is a trait that I definitely believe defines a masculine man. A masculine man is assertive. Now notice what I said there. Assertive, not aggressive. An assertive man is direct. He's purposeful. He goes for what is his. He stands up for himself.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you get into these situations where you gotta, you just, especially me, man, because I let a lot of stuff ride. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff don't bother me, but every once in a while, I get to the point where like, all right, we're just completely being ridiculous, like, and I'm not about to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen super often because I just don't be caring. I just let it go. But man, every once in a while, you gotta stand up for yourself. Like you got to.
Oh yeah, of course. It's some situation you could just ignore the people and be like, whatever. But if that same person just feels like, oh, they didn't react, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Then that's when you gotta be assertive. You gotta cut the bullshit out early.
So let me ask you this: as a married man, when do you or how do you assert yourself in your like relationship? Like how do you do it without starting World War III?
Sometimes you're gonna have to
start the war.
Sometimes you got to start the war because they over here, you over here, but it's like, hey, this decision is kind of ridiculous. I understand your view, but you just making it hard on everybody else with whatever the fuck you trying to do. But Shit, it ain't no getting away around that one. You gonna start a war, or they're gonna say that you're right. But come on.
Well, we all know how that goes. That's funny. All right, let's get to the next one.
Now, next up, this characteristic or trait of a masculine man ties a little bit into the humility part. I believe a masculine man has a sense of curiosity. Here's what I mean. Along life's road, a man will want to learn more. He'll want to develop new skills. He'll want to have many different experiences.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Like a point that he had made earlier about always learning and always trying to find out more information, and I agree. I don't know if that's like a masculine trait specifically. I don't know what happened to Byron. That's a masculine trait specifically, but I definitely think that somebody that's always trying to gain more experiences, because the more that you know or able to learn about all these different things is like that memory that we just pulled from, right? Like that's something that we can a lesson that we learn, what I'm saying, because we had that experience or whatever, but we never had those things. It makes living life tougher, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? As you go through these situations that are similar, then you always got something to pull from. But the only way to get those things is to go out and experience it. You got to have experiences, otherwise, you ain't living. What kind of life are you living? Wait for him to get back. Let's go to number 9.
Which leads right into our next masculine trait. I believe every guy needs a sense of adaptability. Now, this adaptability is going to help you in so many ways. It allows you to not get in a rut, but it also allows you to face life's challenges. You got to be able to bob and weave.
So I hadn't watched these before, I promise you. But I think, or what I said earlier was, something I enjoy doing, which is being flexible, right? I like to be able to, bob and weave, go with the punches, if you will. I'm very, flexible in everything I do for the most part. You know what I'm saying? If it's where we going out, like where we going to eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm super flexible about it. What time are we going to do this or whatever? Like, I don't care. Just let me know. I don't know. How do you want to do this? It doesn't really matter to me. Like, just let me know. Like, I'm super flexible. I like to, be there for my people or whatever. So whenever I need to be more rigid, I can be. You know what I'm saying? But I like to just be flexible, man, and go with the flow. It brings down conflict to me, in my opinion. It makes stuff uh it just brings your conflict down, because you're not always constantly butting heads with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You're more so just like, hey, whatever makes you happy, and I'm happy to tag along and go with it. Angel said, I already know you was going to say that that's what you do, because it's true. Isn't adapting kind of like fitting in? That's a that's a good question, actually. Isn't it adapting? I'm sorry, isn't adapting kind of like fitting in? I think that no, no. I think it's one thing to be flexible and to be able to go with the flow, or to be flexible in my example I gave earlier in terms of being able to talk to anybody or whatever. Um, but I'm not doing it because, like, to me, I guess fitting in to me is um, that's your only option. Like, you don't have no other recourse. You know what I'm saying? You gotta uh, get in with this group, or you gotta buddy.
Right.
Uh, you know, I you know, Angel, you tell me. Like, do you think that being adaptable is the same thing as fitting in? What do you
I
think?
I agree with you. I don't think adapting is not fitted in. Like, for example, my with my last job, I work with a lot of people that we didn't have the same interests or whatever. So I had to adapt by still being myself, but changing how I approach situation because and this if did I care if that did I care if I was accepted? No, but you know communication is key in certain things. So I couldn't talk to them how I talk to you, of course,
Right.
but at the same time, I just tone that part down to be able to you know handle what I needed to handle because. For example, if I was, pausing all day, or
Ah, there you get fired.
yeah, I had to do the shack, like, nothing, like,
You just look off camera. That's what that's what Jack do.
like nothing, like, you
I,
know.
I that's funny. I think so I think the more I think about it, I think like as black people, as black men or whatever, like we have to be the most adaptable people, right? If you want that job, if you want that business loan, if you want XYZ, you can't be yourself. I don't want to say that. Let me take that back. You can't be who you are normally, I guess, or whatever. Like you can't be who you are at home. And I guess that goes for most people, right? Most, you can't just do what you want to do. You got to be professional, or whatever. But there's so many more situations, I think, um, as black people that we have to, what I'm saying, like just be able to adapt to certain situations. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's fit. I don't think that's the same as fitting in because it's not like we, trying to get in that group. We just want whatever it is that we want, and in order to do that, then we have to be, able to adapt to different people and different cultures and different everything. Like you just has to be. Um, so if you want to call it fitting in light, you know what I'm saying, or temporarily fitting in, to get the job or to get the whatever, then maybe, what I'm saying, but once you get whatever you need and you're able to be yourself again, like are you or are you not? Like are you going to be yourself now? When you can, or are you just going to keep doing whatever you got to do to get there to like put on the facade or whatever? I'm just thinking like
but
jobs specifically right now.
yeah, but jobs and in business that you have to adapt. If most business meetings take course, I mean, take course. If most business meetings take place on a golf course and you don't know how to golf, well, nigga, you better go pick up some clubs and practice. Then nigga, that's adapting to to fit in with that with that job. If you want to make that deal, you want to get that money, you just going you got to learn how to golf. You might not
Right.
even like golf, So that's an example. Or
Just work was the only thing I could think of that where I ever like, you know,
now, if you want a lot of friends, you're gonna have to adapt.
that's true. I don't need a lot of friends, so
The people that's good at networking, they know everybody. And if you be around them, you just see how they their voice change, their interests and stuff they start talking about just changes just in order to network and get that connection. Some people can't do that. It's hard to do that, man. You only can be your true self with like two people, man.
yeah.
That's it.
So we're gonna go to the next one, but Angel, I'm interested in your answer. You never said what do you call it? Do you think that adapting and fitting in is the same thing? I'm curious. Let's go on to I think this is the last one. I think this is number 10.
And one of the most important traits that I believe a masculine man has A masculine man is consistent. The great thing about a man who exhibits masculinity, he says what he means what he says. And most importantly, you can count on his word.
Now that's the truest one that he said, I think. Protection was pretty good, but this is probably the truest one. I can tell you so many songs and lyrics and stuff about that just stuck with me about being consistent, about giving your word and how important it is. You know what I'm saying? So many things, like so many lyrics or lessons or whatever stuck with me about, being a man is about, giving your word and standing on it.
All I got is my balls and my word, and I never break them for nobody.
Nobody, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's really all you got. At the end of the day, it's the only thing that you have complete control of. You know what I'm saying? Even in the face of adversity, like, you gonna stand on what you said, you gonna stand on your words, or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I agree with that one wholeheartedly.
That's why, like, a feminine trait is like, it could be, for example, you set up a date, and the woman ghosts you, she don't show up for the date. Like, if a man do that, like, that's why men have a hard time with that. Is because, hey, we're gonna be there at 8. All right, cool. You better be there at 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? You've been disrespectful now. Instead of just saying, like, hey, I ain't gonna make it. Okay, cool.
I agree. Man. Yeah, I think I don't want to make it seem like women shouldn't stand on their words either. Like, women shouldn't be, shouldn't get a word and keep it or whatever. But generally speaking, I don't want to offend nobody. Generally speaking, women be flaking out here. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's on purpose, sometimes it's not. I don't know. Some women just get distracted sometimes, or I don't know. I don't want to offend nobody, but I'm just generally speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Forgot. Oh, I didn't read the text message.
Women.
We know it's lies.
Women
just say, okay, cool.
Women be hitting niggas with the spin move all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've experienced it my entire life. So
every man has. Like, a man cannot say, nigga, unless you fuck, what's his name, dude from Wakanda, and then Rocky moved to Creed. Michael B. Jordan, not like, they showing up for that day. He is not getting, like, who is spinning him?
Right.
He's the rare exception.
Right. Angel say I'm generalizing. I am. I'm being very general. She said, "What's the spin move?"
Oh.
The spin move is any excuse. It's an excuse, essentially. Any excuse that typically women give for why they didn't do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we supposed to go out. Why you ain't never hit me back? Because of the spin move. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we were supposed to I had texted you or whatever. Like, you told me to text you, and I did. Why you never responded? Because of the spin move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I thought you said we was going to meet here at 6:00. The spin move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so we're going out tomorrow? All right, cool. I'm going to call you at whatever time so we can work out the details. And then they don't answer the phone. They don't call you back to midnight. The spin move. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just an excuse for women to not do whatever it is that they said they was going to do.
And then 2 years later, okay, now you want to kick it with me.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna hit you with the ultimate spin move because now we're not even gonna explain what the ultimate spin move is. We're not even. That's neither here nor there. But, hey.
That's how you hurt. That's how you hurt people, man.
Hurt people.
Hey, exactly. You know what? I agree because I don't know. No, I don't know anybody that got that treatment. When they was upfront, you know what I'm saying, about everything that they expected. You know what I'm saying? It always be the people that spin artists, man. The spin artists gotta, hurt people, hurt people. That's that's how it go.
You know what I'm saying? You
How
show
it
up for the
go.
first date, you get that treatment. Oh, you get the real date wine and dine experience.
Hmm.
You hit me with the spin move, then is I mean, after a while, after that is, hey, come through. That's it. That's all you get.
Exactly.
Like,
That's funny. I want to go back real quick just to what Angel said. She answered. She said, "I don't think they are the same." Talking about the difference between adapting and fitting in. She said, "I don't think they are the same. Adapting is doing what you got to do. Fitting in is showing a lack of confidence, perhaps. Integrity, lack of integrity." Yeah, I that you said it better than we could, and we was both explaining it. But I think that's exactly what it is because you be flexible enough to get what it is that you need to do. Like Byron said, the business deal, or you talk a certain way to get the job and the interview, and you should hear the way I talk at work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too wild, but it also ain't how I talked in that interview. You know what I'm saying? But what you gonna do? I'm already doing the job and I'm doing it well. Like what you gonna do? Like it's too late. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta be, flexible enough, versatile enough to be able to do things like that. And I know I said specifically black people. I think just because, um, the different challenges that black people have to deal with, like just in life, just to do normal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some challenges that white people don't have to deal with or whatever. But so we got to be the ultimate adapters. You know what I'm saying? But fitting in is typically like you just doing it to get there, and then once you get there, all bets are off. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you gonna do? So that's it, man. Um, you got a closer, you got an overall overview of masculinity and thoughts on the video.
Well needed. Hey, you a man, be a man. There's nothing wrong with it. Period. Period.
Um, yeah, I think it was a super solid video. He has some stuff that kind of overlapped, and I always like to tell people that might pop in or catch a live stream in the middle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That these aren't mutually exclusive to men. You know what I'm saying? These aren't mutually exclusive to uh, males or whatever. You know what I'm saying? One, we're talking about traits, you know what I'm saying, which can be attributed to women as well. But just specifically, we're talking about men right now. So those traits. Angel said her overview is be a good man. I think something I not that I didn't know it already or whatever, but something that I want to take away and that I think is important is a point that you and Angel made kind of in the middle of the video in terms of like growing up with a dad in the house and how that was like integral to expectations for you of what you needed to do. You got a chance to see it in action and uh, maybe model your game after it. And then Angel also able to look and see the traits or whatever that she wanted in her man. So I think that's what I got. That's what I took away from it. You need a man in the house as much as possible. I know it ain't always feasible, but it's important though. All right, man. So we're gonna get out of y'all here. We appreciate y'all joining us once again. 5K coming up in June 17th, 2023. Epiphany.5k.run to sign up for the race. It's coming up quick, man. We got less than 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So be sure to go out and get your tickets, sign up, register, all that good stuff. Share with your friends, and come out, have a good time this June. Epiphany.5k.run.
Before we get out of here, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day. It's coming up in a week. We don't have a show, so I'm gonna say it now. So Happy Mother's Day. Just know that that's your day, and your day is not Father's Day. That's for fathers only. That's for men only.
Are we doing a Mother's Day show?
No, it said no show on the docket.
I don't know. We'll find out. I think that's the following weekend. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Hey, if we see y'all next Sunday, then we'll have a show. If we don't see y'all enjoy y'all vacation. You know what I'm saying? And come back with some topics and be prepared to have some laughs and all that good stuff. All right, man. Y'all take it easy out there. Be safe. Salute to the city as always.
Remember to on your own.
I'll let y'all.
Remember to on your own.
And salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own.
Salute to the city as always.
And remember to own your own.
And salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own. We'll see y'all next week. Remember to own your own. It's very important, like I say every show.
Salute to the city as always. Salute to the city.
Remember to own your own. Now,
as always, salute to the city. And salute to the city.
Remember to own your own.
Salute to the city as always.
But remember to own your own.
Salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own.
Salute to the city as always. Salute to the city as always.
Remember to own your own.
To the city as always.
Yep, and remember to own your own. Remember to own your own.
Salute to the city as